Welcome to the Dr. Bo Show, a critical thinking, reason, and science-based approach to issues that matter.
The Suburbanite's Dilemma and Toilet Paper. Explore the Suburbanite's Dilemma, a modern twist on the prisoner's dilemma. Learn how logic and humor can navigate toilet paper shortages. Hello, everyone. I'm Jerry Sage, your host for this episode, filling in for Dr. Bennett. Today, we're diving into a topic that hits close to home, quite literally for many of us, the Suburbanite's Dilemma. Now, you might be scratching your head, wondering what on earth that is. Well, it's a modern twist on a classic problem in decision analysis called the prisoner's dilemma. But don't worry, we're not going to get too heavy-handed with theories and theorems today. We're here to have some fun, learn a little, and maybe look at our suburban life a bit differently. The classic prisoner's dilemma. First, let's briefly touch on the prisoner's dilemma. Imagine two people, say Bonnie and Clyde, arrested for a crime. They're in separate rooms and can't communicate. Each has two choices: snitch on the other or stay silent. If both stay silent, they get minor sentences. If both snitch, they get moderate sentences. If one snitches and the other stays silent, the snitch goes free, while the silent one gets a heavy sentence. It's a real head-scratcher because acting in their own self-interest can lead to a worse outcome for both. The Suburbanite's twist. Now, let's bring this dilemma to suburbia. Picture this: it's early 2020, and rumors of a toilet paper shortage are swirling. You visit your local store, and there's enough TP for everyone, as long as everyone takes only what they need. But here's where the dilemma kicks in. You know your neighbor might decide to hoard TP, leaving you with none. So, what do? Do you buy more than you need, just in case? Or do you trust your neighbors to be reasonable? We all know how this story played out during the COVID-19 pandemic. Toilet paper became a hot commodity, and many people acted in their own self-interest, leading to empty shelves and desperation. It was a real-life Suburbanite's dilemma, playing out in stores across the world, applying logic and reasoning. So, what can we learn from this? Well, critical thinking, science, and logic can guide us through such dilemmas. In theory, if everyone acted rationally and with community interest in mind, there would be no shortages. But as we've seen, fear and uncertainty can cloud judgment. How can we overcome this? Communication. Talk to your neighbors or community members. Establish a plan that benefits everyone. Trust. Build trust in your community. The more trust there is, the less likely individuals will act solely in self-interest. Education. Understand the supply chain and the reality of shortages. This knowledge can reduce panic and hoarding behaviors. A little dry humor. Now let's sprinkle in a bit of humor. Imagine a world where people stockpile something entirely useless like Pogs. Remember those? Suddenly your basement is filled with circles of cardboard. And you realize maybe it wasn't worth it. Just like with toilet paper, sometimes we need to laugh at the absurdity of it all. Conclusion. As we wrap up today's episode, remember that while we can't always predict the future, we can prepare by thinking logically and acting with the community's best interest in mind. Next time you're faced with a Suburbanite's dilemma, maybe you'll think twice before reaching for that extra pack of TP. For more insights and thought-provoking content, visit Dr. Bo's bookstore. It's a treasure trove of resources that can help you sharpen your critical thinking skills. Thanks for tuning in, and until next time, keep thinking critically and stay curious.